What's up, you guys? Drew, Dirty Mitten Media. I wanted to give you my thoughts on the Lions game yesterday. The Lions lost to the Carolina Panthers, and I also wanted to give you my thoughts on the Lions season up to this point without sounding like a disappointed 34-year fan that's been disappointed by the Lions for 34 years, which is hard to do. It's very hard to do. It's hard to separate the two because I'm such a loyal, devoted Lions fan, and it's hard for me to disguise it when the Lions do Lions-type shit like they did yesterday. Now, the Lions do this from time to time where they make you think that they have the potential to possibly make a late-season playoff push, and they drop the ball completely. Now, I knew this team wasn't good enough. If you know football, you know this team's on the defensive side of the football was not good enough to make a playoff push, even at 4-5, even if they would have won yesterday. If they would have won the game yesterday, that would have been some even more Lion-type shit because they would have set everybody up at 5-5 for a big Thanksgiving game to set us up for a real playoff push, and then got skunked or got their boot smoked in that Thanksgiving game. Or win the Thanksgiving game and get your boot smoked the rest of the season. That would have been some real Lions shit. But what they did yesterday was also some typical Lions shit. Sitting at 4-5, getting everybody hyped like they could possibly, against a 3-7 Carolina team. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yo, the Lions could possibly win this ball game, get back to 5-5, setting up a big Thanksgiving game. Now, and they play Houston, I think, on Thanksgiving, which was also a winnable game, but they probably would have got their boot smoked in that if they win yesterday. But I'm telling you, it would have been some typical true Lions shit if they win both those games and then get there and then sit in at 7-5 or 6-5 and then get smoked the rest of the season. To disappoint everyone even more because they're very good at getting everybody's hopes up to maximum to where it's at least as high as the Lions organization can get people's hopes, and then completely crushing them and dropping the ball. But this team defensively is so bad, and they let their best piece in the secondary go, just straight walk. Darius Slay, big play Slay. They could have really used him this entire fucking season. Their secondary is so bad, so slow. Their linebackers don't make tackles until, teams don't even have to throw the ball against the Lions. They can. The Lions cannot get their defense off the field for the life of them, especially when the game is on the line, especially when it's winning time and they have to get a stop. When the other team has to throw the ball, it's over. The Lions cannot stop anyone. They can't even get to a third down. They can't even force a third down. Teams are playing against us and not even facing a third down half the time. These teams can run for 7 yards a pop. Sometimes in the first half, I'm like, why are you even dropping back to throw the ball? But then you're like, that's why, because they can get 17 yards a pop on every throw. You know what I'm saying? Every passing play, 17 yards a pop, 15 yards a pop. This Lions team cannot even force a third down. The defense can't get off the field for the life of them. The offense is good enough, and I know they got skunked yesterday and laid a goose egg yesterday. So they're not as good as people even think. You know what I'm saying? 0 yesterday. But they didn't have Galladay, I get that. And that really limits us not having that threat that can blow the top off the defense. You know what I mean? That really limits us. All they have to do is keep everything underneath. You know what I mean? It really makes the game, it really makes preparation and it makes it very easy on the defense, man. It makes whatever their strategy, it makes the defense not even have to worry about the deep ball for the most part. Makes it for a very easy strategy defensively. Keep everything underneath as far as the secondary goes. We can't hit the home run without Galladay as far as the passing game goes. Unless it's a running back that just pops it for a lot of yards. You know what I'm saying? That pops that we don't have. Without Galladay, we don't have that option for the most part. And the other team, other teams know that. These are teams that are coached by great football minds. You think that if I see that and if everyone else sees that they don't see that shit? This is a bad football team. Bottom line, this Lions team defensively is a bad football team. Offensively, especially without Galladay, very limited. But when they have Galladay, they're formidable. Offensively, they can keep themselves in ball games if they're at full strength. But that defense, anytime that it's a close ball game, anytime the game is on the line, they cannot get the necessary stops. That's been the Lions' MO for a long time. The Lions are very good at reeling you in and making you think that they may have a team with enough potential. But if you knew football, then you knew this team wasn't it. This team is not even close to a playoff team. This roster is not good enough. They've got a lot of work to do. Matt Patricia's MO is supposed to be defense. But look at what happens with all these guys that come from the Belichick family tree. Doesn't work because he's the actual coordinator. Especially the defensive guys, because he's the one coming up with the defensive schemes. And then they're eating off the fruits of his labor. They're signing these big deals when he's the one giving them the blueprint to work with, because he's the real defensive genius and defensive mind. Anybody that hires a defensive coach, especially a coordinator directly out of Belichick's family tree, there's enough evidence to why you shouldn't. Period. There's enough evidence to why you shouldn't hire any of his coaches, to be honest, for the most part. I think about one of them out of Romeo Crennel and Weiss and Charlie Weiss and Matt Patricia and all the other ones I could name. There's one. Bill O'Brien, right? Coached for, and he's still very overrated and they don't even want him around half the time. In Houston. He's still in Houston, right? Yeah. But anyway, man, that's my thoughts on the Lions, man. I know that I sound like a doom and gloom Lions fan, but I have my reasons to be that way. I've lived in Michigan my entire life, and I've been a diehard Lions fan the entire time. And I still watch every fucking game. So that's my position. Let me know what you guys think. It's Drew, Dirty Mitten Media. I'm out of here.